Lights green on those mics. We will start right at 30.
That's right, I got him out there just long enough, I think, I don't know.
Clock has struck 30. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening to everybody here in Chambers and to those tuning in via our broadcast options. I'd like to welcome you to our City Council meeting. And with that, Clerk Tomasic, please call roll.
Schumate.
Here.
Cox.
Here.
McNabb.
Here.
Molnar. Here. Valentine.
Here.
Walden.
Here.
Wood. Here.
With that, there are no absent members to excuse. So council, that will bring our attention to the approval of this evening's agenda. Members of public, as publicly noticed, council, as reflected in your packet, this evening's agenda is in front of you. We'll be looking for a motion to approve the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve said agenda?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Walden, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Wood. Any discussion on the agenda? Clerk Tomasic, please call roll.
Cox.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Molnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Walden.
Yes.
Wood. Yes.
Motion carried. With that, we would love to turn over the floor to our public. Are there any members of public that wish to address council this evening? Make sure that light is green for me if you could.
Light is green. Name is Dennis Bosmer. Home address is 29775 Point Drive. Just wanted to share that we have a blood drive coming up in Gibraltar, November 14th at the Gil Talbert Community Center from 10:30 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. I'm about half full, I'm grateful to say tonight, but we still have a lot of slots that are open. So if you're able to give blood, I'd appreciate it if you consider coming out, making an appointment. You can contact me at 734-925-4403 or bosmer@me.com, and I can help you make an appointment. I just printed something off open source, the American Red Cross, and I'm only going to take a minute to read it. Just a couple key things. Every 2 seconds, someone in the United States needs blood. It is essential for surgeries, cancer treatment, chronic illnesses, and traumatic injuries. Whether a patient receives whole blood, red blood cells, platelets, or plasma, this life-saving care starts with one person making a generous donation. And like I said, every 2 seconds, someone in the United States needs blood or platelets. Approximately 29,000 units of blood, red cells are needed every day in the United States. Nearly 16 million blood components are transfused each year in the United States. The average red blood cell transfusion is approximately 3 units. I found this fascinating, this particular stat. A single car accident victim can require as many as 100 units of blood. 100. And you give them one when you come that day to get blood. And some other important things I thought was each year, an estimated 6.8 million people in the United States donate blood. 13.6 million units of whole blood and red blood cells are collected in the U.S. every year. And the need is great. So I don't want to read everything tonight, but I appreciate your time. If you'll make an appointment and come out and get blood. We can take some walk-ins, but they're pretty few and far between by the time the drive starts itself. So, yeah, thank you for your time. And I wanted to thank Clint. I stopped by the Parks and Recreation event on Saturday, and he's driving a tractor around with a hayride and stuff. And I thought, that is so cool of our own. You know, he's a DPW worker, lives in Flat Rock, but he really loves our community. And I want to commend him tonight publicly and thank you for doing that. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. Are there any additional members of the public that wish to address council?
Good evening.
Good evening.
George Fulmer, 30636 Bayview. We bid recently on the fencing of the retention pond. I'm with Industrial Fence. My family owns it. Most of you guys know me. We bid on it, and I was just looking at the results. There was 3 bidders, and we were right in the middle. They were very close bidding. And there was a bunch of alternates on this project. I don't know if you've gone through that yet, or if you guys have made a decision on this. But we do, would it all come together, would add this plus this? Has anyone reviewed this? Do you know?
I really appreciate the inquiry. Rachel and/or John, do we have any updates on this progress? And if not, we can take it as a follow-up for you.
Yes, I will provide that update when we get to that agenda item.
Perfect. So stay
Yeah,
tuned.
because we do, we are a Gibraltar family business, and we do have a family discount, so keep that in mind.
Appreciate that. She'll
Okay.
give an update on her agenda.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. Are there any additional members of the public that wish to address council this evening? All right, well, keep in mind, we have another public comment before we adjourn. With that, special evening for the city of Gibraltar, because we have two presentations. And for item A, I'd like to pass it over to Director of Public Safety Bullard and Chief of Police.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. It is my honor to congratulate Detective Sergeant Robinson on graduating from Class 42 of Eastern Michigan University's School of Police Staff and Command Executive Leadership Program. This master-level course includes over 360 hours of advanced training across 9 months, focused on executive leadership and professional development in law enforcement. Detective Sergeant Robbins' dedication to this program deserves tremendous congratulations. I would like to give Detective Sergeant Robinson a large round of applause on his accomplishment in his career.
Thanks, appreciate it.
I would like to get a couple of pictures.
I would love that.
Mr. Mayor and Council.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we come up here and perhaps somebody from
Absolutely.
the audience can assist us with a photo? Thank you, Dennis.
Mayor Schuman, I'll send it to you then.
Thank you. The front person.
My hair look okay?
Yes.
in the middle.
Higher.
Thanks, everybody. I'm glad you came in.
You're not in my way.
I want to come over here a little bit so I can see the city administrator. Okay. Geez, smile. One more.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Actually, it was a great training. Actually, I'll do a little speech here.
Please.
I enjoyed almost all of it. There was some tough stuff. I look forward to assisting the chief next year. He did a great job assisting me while I was gone for a week. That was kind of tough that he would have to do both the detective position and the chief's job. So that was great. And next year, when you're gone for a week, I'll be doing whatever the chief does.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah, I
you.
don't know what that is. I'll figure it out, though. Appreciate it. Thanks. All right, guys, have fun.
Thank you, Chief, and for the continued focus on training and education, and we look forward to your journey in that chapter next. With that, I would like to turn it over to Clerk Tomasic to celebrate a very special evening with Rachel's first formal night in the chair. The floor is yours.
We are going to swear in City Administrator Rachel Witherspoon.
I'll follow you.
Move this so people at home can hear us. You raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Rachel Witherspoon,
I, Rachel Witherspoon,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of City Administrator
of the office of City Administrator
in and for the City of Gibraltar,
in and for the City of Gibraltar,
Wayne County, Michigan,
Wayne County, Michigan,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Sorry, long name.
We have pictures for this one too, right?
We can do that. We had a picture of her last meeting, so Rachel, it's up to you. Why don't we do it? It's official. Let's go. Dennis, do you mind assisting again, please? Thank you. Stand up front first. You good back there?
All right, smile.
Now it's official.
There we go.
Yes.
Well, City Administrator Witherspoon, it's official now. We're really grateful to have you on board.
I'm grateful to be on board. Thank you.
With those two special presentations this evening, that will turn us to our consent agenda. Council, in your packet and referenced in items A through H as our consent agenda items. Be looking for a motion to approve consent agenda items A through H. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion by McNabb. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Wood. Council, any discussion on this matter? Clerk Tomasic, whenever you're ready, we'll have you call roll.
McNabb.
Yes.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Walden.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Motion carried. With that, it will turn us to our communications, for which we do not have any this evening. So that will bring us to my report. I have items A through D in my report this evening. Item A is going to be our performance review of Parks and Recreation Director Reynolds, who I see back in the room. I want to take an opportunity just for our members of public to give some context. Parks and Recreation Director Reynolds has been in the position for over 6 months, and we had set the goal of having a 6-month performance review following him being formally in said position. So with that, the background is we've, I would say, taken a process that includes performance review forms for all of the voting members of council. And we also believe in 360, so we have performance review forms that are circulated with our department heads and broader personnel in the operation. The material information that is core to your review is the voting members of council, but we believe that that peer-to-peer or department feedback is valuable for anybody in any position to make sure that they're collaborating, communicating, and executing with perfection across their peers. So with that, you have the option of a open or closed session. Will you guide council on what you choose to pursue?
Yes, I would like to request that we go into closed session.
Fantastic. So council, with that, we would need a motion to enter closed session for performance review of Parks and Recreation Director Reynolds.
Make the motion for a closed session.
Motion by McNabb. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. And then just for discussion, members of public, to make it as easy as possible on you, we're going to be leaving this room, assuming this motion carries. We're going to be going up to our conference room to respect the closed session. That way you all can stay here if you chose and converse. We'll be back after the closed session completes to get back to our open meeting, okay? With that, Clerk Tomasic will have you call roll.
Mulnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Walden.
Yes.
Wood.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Motion carried, so we are now going to exit, and we will be back. We're going to turn these mics to not green, if you could, please. All right, council, if we can get those mic screen, please. At this point, since we are now back in chambers, I'll be requesting. Oh, thank you. I saw somebody in the seat and didn't look over to see who it was. Yeah, I like it. We'll give a minute for Councilman McNabb to return, and then we'll go ahead and kick back off. There he is. Somebody kept your seat warm for you. Clerk Tomasic, are we okay from an AV perspective?
Yes.
Council will be looking for a motion to return from closed session to our open meeting. Motion by McNabb. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Valentine. Any discussion on this matter? Clerk Tomasic will have you call roll.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Motion carried. With that, I would like to turn this over to my second agenda item this evening, which is appointments for Board of Review. Just for a backdrop, we had two individuals who I think I see sitting, both of them here in the room, who unfortunately had to take a step away from their Board of Review positions. And with that, we have a need to appoint at least one primary representative, and then we also have an alternate spot open. I want to thank Clerk Tomasic and Council for the directive, because we did post and we did get two applications. Council, within your packet, I've included both applications. My first point of order would be to recommend the appointment of Jeff McCarthy to our Board of Review. I'd be looking for a motion to appoint Jeff McCarthy to the primary seat of our Board of
I'll
Review.
make that motion for Jeff McCarthy appointment.
Motion by Molnar, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Wood. Council, any discussion on this matter?
I know Mr. McCarthy, when I was on the fire department, we have vending machines in the wall hall there. And he came and fixed ours for no fee, and this was probably 10 years ago. He's a great guy.
Yeah, Jeff is the chair of our ZBA, really has done, I think, a phenomenal job in leadership and approaching every situation with a pretty pure, data-informed mindset. So I want to commend him for all the work he's already done for the community, that and many other elements. And with that, if there's no further discussion, we'll have Clerk Tomasic call roll.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes. Motion carried. Jeff, if you're listening, welcome to the Board of Review. That satisfies the primary seat, so now that makes sure that we have the right number of individuals for that Board of Review, but we do have the alternate seat open. Council, we did receive one other applicant, and I have not personally had a chance to vet that applicant. I don't know if anybody is familiar with the other applicant, but I would maybe suggest that if we don't have anybody that can vouch for that applicant or has spoken with that applicant, that we make that a next step and have a discussion with that applicant to better understand them before making any alternate appointment. Because I want to make sure we took care of the primary seat, but I don't want to rush that process unless anybody can have any sort of feedback on the other applicant in your packet. Okay, so we'll save that other appointment alternate. I'll make sure that's on our next council agenda, and I'm glad to reach out to that individual personally to get more information, but I'll reach out to council too to see if they have any specific questions as we vet that applicant. Okay, that then takes me to item C, which is our 2-year progress summary. I just want to take this opportunity to thank my council peers, to thank the department heads, to thank all the city personnel that have came together to accomplish an incredible amount for the city of Gibraltar in the last 2 years. We did publish a 12-month summary. At 12 months, hard to believe that we're now sitting at almost a 2-year mark as an administration. I'm incredibly proud of this. I won't recite it because it's going to be all published. So to the community that's listening, I encourage you to take a look at this. Clerk Tomasic will have it on our Facebook page, just like we did for our 12-month. And the goal is just to give our residents visibility to what's happening in your community, what we're advancing, where we're focused from a forward-looking strategic priorities. With that, I'll just kind of summarize a couple of things that I think are really important to be aware of. From a financials perspective, we all praise Finance Director McEwen for all the hard work she does, and Treasurer Fonte for all the work he's done since he was appointed. But just at a high level, you'll see this reflected. We identified savings of over $647,000. We secured $1.05 million in grants. Both budget cycles, we reduced our millage. We have healthy fund positions across the board. We've dropped expenditures as a city year over year. We've raised our general fund balance back-to-back budget years. We have new policies and procedures in how we operate, and we've not imposed any rate increase on our residents for water. In fact, we've actually absorbed that as a city due to our healthiness in that fund. So from a financial perspective, those are some headlines. There's a lot more details in the two-year summary, but very proud of those headlines. On the infrastructure front, we have now embarked on our third major water main project. We've done sewer lining. We've effectively mitigated the flood risk to our community. We've dropped our water loss from a rate that was in a 30+% water loss as a community to 13%, which is massive reduction in water loss. We have a plethora of projects. Special shout out to John and the team that's made it possible. I joke every meeting that we're going through letter M, and that's not a joke because that's reality. We've cranked on the project front. I won't go into all detail because it'll all be captured in your two-year summary that you all can look at in detail, but road resurfacing and repairs and all the other projects that have been happening, just a hats off to the teams for driving advancement on infrastructure focus. We've obviously maintained all of our bridge inspections across the community. There's more to come on that topic. Thanks to Chief Bullard and many, we've driven railroad companies to repair our railroad crossings. So a lot on the infrastructure that'll be summarized, but I just want to call out a couple highlights. Last thing I'll say is on the strategic front, and I say that generally speaking. I'm sitting with a new City Administrator Witherspoon, who we're incredibly excited to have on board. But you'll see this in the two-year summary. We've made some personnel decisions to put the right people in the right seats, from John to our new chief, to our new fire chief, to the promotions that were triggered across those respective departments. We've addressed the trash topic with a new trash provider, as well as got a check back from our previous trash provider, who was identified to be not properly taking care of our recycling. We also got a chance to unlock additional bin, no charge to our residents for your trash and the collection of it. We have a new senior bus. We have the Wayne County giving us funds to have a weed harvester, a second one, in addition to the repair that was made on that one, thanks to the Waterways Commission and all those to take care of our weeds. We consolidated a dispatch. Rather than losing and outsourcing our dispatch or going to a consolidated center, we absorbed Rockwood, and we keep that dispatch in-house with people that are familiar with this community, which unlocked hundreds of thousands of dollars in forward-looking savings opportunities for us from a synergistic perspective. We've had some really cool city events and festivities, brought back some old ones like the car show. Really proud of the last 4th of July. We went from a year of having to cancel the carnival festivities due to safety concerns to really stepping it up a notch last year, in my opinion, and had a hell of a 4th of July for this community. So I won't go into a lot of detail, but those are just 3 areas that I want to flag. I'm really proud of what this amazing group of individuals has done, the department heads that are here every day, the city personnel that work so hard in this office, to our fire personnel, to Fire Chief Simon. She's increased our personnel on our fire department, so just hats off to you. We're investing in training education. We're investing in understanding, and I think we've laid a roadmap to do some really cool things as a community. So I just want to make sure that everybody had a little bit of synopsis there. Again, this will be published by Clerk Tomasic. Council, before I move on from this topic, anything you'd like to add or any questions you have around our 2-year progress? Great. My last agenda topic for this evening is an LOU for the third amendment to the pension. The high-level synopsis, Council, is you approved in August the third amendment to the pension, police pension. With that amendment, if you recall, there's an actuarial evaluation that was performed, for which it came back with a recommendation, for which we negotiated with our union partners, and ultimately you approved that in August. As a follow-up to that third amendment to the pension, which will go to the pension board for formal approval, we wanted to make sure we had an LOU based on the request of the union representative that would be kind of tying that pension amendment to the union contract. So all this LOU does within your packet, which was generated, thank you, City Attorney, was references the third pension amendments, but obviously addresses that no other material elements of the contract are opened or changed. City Attorney, do you want to keep me honest on any language or anything else you'd like to share there?
No, it's accurate, just memorializes through an LOU as it relates to the union.
So council, this is, the third amendment to the pension is in your packet. The LOU was shared with you. The only adjustment to the LOU was adjusting the language to reference the union, which is Police Officers Association of Michigan, because I passed it along to the union rep. So council, I'd be looking for a motion to approve the LOU as captured and shared with council.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion by Wood. Do we have a second?
Second.
Sorry, was that?
Walden?
Walden, thank you. Council, any discussion on this matter? Just for next steps, if this motion does carry, then what will happen next is the third amendment goes to the pension board, for which it will be voted on, and then this will obviously be already authorized by council and countersigned by our union partners.
I have a question.
Absolutely.
On the title of it, it still says Police Officers Labor Council. Is that supposed to be changed as well?
That should be changed to Police Officers Association of Michigan.
Okay.
Thank you for capturing that discussion. All right, any other discussion? We'll make sure we have a copy on file for everybody after the pension board review. With that, Clerk Tomasi, please call roll.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Motion carried. That closes my report this evening. Council, any questions or comments for me? Let's move on to the council reports. Councilman Valentine, take us to 33rd District Court.
I have no report, sir.
Any questions for Councilman Valentine? Councilwoman Wood, talk to us about Beautification Commission and Historical Museum.
Okay, very short report. Beautification served apple cider and donuts yesterday at the Fall Fest, and we enjoyed that. We enjoyed the hay ride. I enjoyed the petting farm. I enjoyed probably more than the kids did, but it was a great day. A little chilly at the end, though. And Beautification will be participating in Trunk or Treat tomorrow at Parsons. So that's Beautification. Our Historical Museum will be open Sunday, November 2nd, from 2 to 4, and that's my report. That's it.
Awesome. Any questions for Councilman Wood? Councilman Cox.
Planning Commission, we did a sign review for Humbug Marina. That'll be authorized based on adjustments to the ordinance requirement for square footage. A lot of discussion on shared parking, but I'd like some interjection either from our attorney or, I think, Rachel, you attended the meeting?
Yes.
It came down to that the Planning Commission doesn't have the authority to contend with the issue. It's basically between business owners at that time. If they want to make a shared agreement, they can, but the city is not going to enact anything because liability-wise, we shouldn't make a decision or render an opinion from the city standpoint. Does that surmise it correctly?
Attorney, do you have any?
I believe, my understanding of what's going on there, there's a little more to it than just that, and they're asking for an agreement between two private parties to which they're allowed to reach that agreement. But there are some things going on with the parking situation, which I believe that is being worked through or attempted to be worked through right now, so.
Thank you.
Thank you. DDA, we received and filed an updated budget as of 10/17, and we're gathering more information on the mural facade program. That's my report.
Thank you, Councilman Cox. Any questions for Councilman Cox? Councilman McNabb talks about waterways and ADW.
ADW, December 2nd, they're going to be adopting the 2026 budget. The meeting will be on December 2nd. The Waterways Commission, canal markers have been pulled. And a shout out to the gentleman last Thursday who all maintained the old weed harvester, oil changed, got it ready for its winter home, and
That's awesome.
that's all I have to report right now.
Appreciate everything you and the waterways are doing. Any questions for Councilman McNabb? Councilman Molnar?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a couple of quick notes from my perspective. I had the pleasure to attend Detective Sergeant Robinson's graduation from Staff and Command at Eastern Michigan University last Friday. And pretty cool. Is it 41 graduates from there?
41.
Sound right?
Yeah, sounds good.
So what was really cool about this program, there was 3 Gibraltar-tied people that graduated from the program, open to the entire state of Michigan. One of them was our own Sergeant Robinson. Another one was Adam Ruffner, who's a detective in Woodhaven. He's a tremendous three-sport athlete from Carlson, who 21 years with Woodhaven's Police Department, graduated from the program. And then a hockey player from Gibraltar, who's been 17 years with the city of Romulus and their police department, and that's Daryl Nippus. So it was really nice to see 3 Gibraltar people graduating from that program, or people with Gibraltar ties, out of 41 throughout the entire state of Michigan. So it was a really neat program. I know they had some good speakers there. We talked a lot about the content of the program, and I'm glad to see that we have our leadership going through that class and obtaining the skills and the connections and networking that goes on there. So that was pretty cool. That's all I got.
Thank you. Any questions for Councilman Mueller?
That's it, yeah, I was curious if we had any, to Mr. Fulmer's point, if we had any items in our ordinances that allowed us to, for local vendors, do we have any matching or reduction clauses or anything? Maybe Anthony would know the answer to that, for local bidding preference. That was just a question that I had for Anthony.
I don't know that off the top of my head, but I can definitely look into it.
I believe we have in our bidding policy a 1% discount. So we still pay them their price, but in the bids, they get a 1% discount to see if that kind of makes them the lowest bidder.
That's cool.
That's correct.
Very well. That's all I have for my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Councilman Molnar? Councilman Walden, Recreation?
Yeah, so Recreation, we had the Fall Fest yesterday, pretty successful event. Like Dorothy said, it did get a little chilly after the sun went down, so you kind of saw the crowd scatter, but overall, it was a pretty successful event. I took a couple of notes on things that we could maybe do for next year to help with that. But outside of that, I have nothing for commission. I did have another portion to this report, but my computer is being temperamental tonight, so I don't have that. I'll postpone that. And because I told them I was going to do it, I want to give a special shout out to Sergeant Schaefer and Sergeant LaFleur. After the windstorm came through last week, I had a little embarrassing moment at my house that they came and helped me take care of. So shout out to those guys. But that's all I got.
Thank you. Any questions for Councilman Walden? All right, well, with that, it will close.
Mayor, may I
Yeah,
add,
please.
sorry, one other thing that I wanted to mention was the Gibraltar Carlson High School football team is now going to be playing in the state playoffs. They're 9-0. They're ranked 12th in the state, which has never been even close to happening, ever. So out of all divisions, they're ranked 12th in the state. They're undefeated. They're going into the playoffs. The band is, we watched the halftime band on last Friday's game, and my brother was sitting next to me saying, "This looks like a Division I college band." Like the programming that's going on at Gibraltar schools just keeps getting better and better. And I encourage anybody who might want to catch a football game where you don't have to worry about guys with contracts that don't want to go the extra mile or play out the last little bit of the play. Check out next Friday's game, and hopefully we'll get 4 or 5 of the next Fridays in and have some good hardcore football to watch.
Well said. Thank you.
Now my report's done.
And that turns the floor over to Parks and Recreation Director Reynolds.
Good evening. As Councilman Walden mentioned, we did have the Fall Festival yesterday. So I'd like to shout out the police and fire departments for being involved with that. And fire even had the engine open a while for a touch of truck, and that was pretty cool. And DPW, Clint, did the hayride. He was busy the whole time. They never let him stop. There was always someone lined up. Beautification was there for cider and donuts, so appreciate that. And then I just appreciate everyone that took time out of their day to come and see what we had going on. So now we're focused on the Christmas tree lighting, December 6th. So you'll see a flyer for that out next week. I would also like to mention, and this is a question for Clerk Tomasic, the Recreation Commission meets the first Tuesday of each month. I recognize that next Tuesday is the election, so do we need a motion from council to move the meeting, or how can we remedy that? I know that it's here, so it doesn't take place in the building, but I just, don't want to intrude on people's election day if they wanted to come, or our commissioners themselves.
So if you want to reschedule or cancel, the mayor or you would let me know, and we would post that accordingly.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
Good flag. I can work with you off that.
All right, perfect. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions for Parks and Recreation Director Reynolds?
I do need 18 hours notice, though.
Okay. Will do.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we will turn it over to our city attorney.
I do not have anything to report this evening. Thank you.
Great. And for the agenda topic posted, do we want to take any action on that?
No action needs to be taken on that item tonight. Thank you.
Any questions for the city attorney? All right, City Administrator Witherspoon, first formal meeting. Floor is
So much
yours.
pressure. All right. First, I just want to take a moment to thank the mayor and all the incredible department heads who have been doing this job for the past long time, over 6 months. It's not an easy job, especially when you're doing your own job. So I just want to take a moment to thank you all for teeing it up so nicely for me, and thank everyone for helping me get caught up to speed in the last 2 weeks. I'm not all the way there yet, but I feel much better, and I am just so thrilled to be working for the city of Gibraltar. This really is home to me, and I'm so excited. Now, as for the agenda, there is one piece of business. I surprised myself by having something already. The CDBG 2024 subrecipient agreement. Every year, Wayne County provides CDBG funds. Typically, the last few years has been in the amount of $20,000, and it was brought to my attention that in order to even process 2024's funds, we need to sign the subrecipient agreement. So I'm just looking for council to approve the agreement here tonight, and that way I can then go back and process all the funds for it.
So council will be looking for a motion to execute the CDBG subrecipient contract.
Motion to approve the 2024 subrecipient agreement for Community Development Block Grant between the Charter County of Wayne and the City of Gibraltar.
Motion by Cox. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by McNabb. Council, any discussion on this matter? Well, thank you, Rachel. Clerk Tomasic will have you call roll.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Motion carried. Back to you.
All right, that concludes my portion of the report, and I am going to, DPW Director Sant is here to answer any questions, but I'm going to run through his agenda items for everyone. The first is just a communication, just letting council know that the DDA approved a quote from JLR Group for $3,800 to repaint the lighthouse structure over on South Gibraltar Road at the last meeting. The work will be paid out of the DDA fund. Do you need a motion?
Not for information.
So there's no questions or concerns about that one. I'll move on to item B, which is payment to GV Cement for all of the concrete work they have performed throughout various locations in the city. The amount being requested is $38,779.
Council, motion be in your court to approve the payment to GV Cement for miscellaneous concrete work.
Motion to approve.
Well, motion by McNabb. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Cox. Any discussion on this matter?
Yes, is this completed work, or is this a partial payment
This
through
is.
their invoice date?
This is for all of the completed work, and John, is this partial payment? Is there more work to come, right? Yep. Yep, so this is just for what's been completed so far.
Yeah, this is
Yep.
the balance due.
Yep,
So additional billings will be coming.
yes.
Correct.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Clerk Tomasic, please call roll.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Motion carried. Back to you.
All right, so next we have a payment request for storm basin covers and frames from East Jordan Ironworks. The DPW stock of storm catch basin frames and covers is down to 2, and we would like to purchase 6 frames along with the 6 covers to go with them to have on hand for repair or rebuilding of any existing catch basins. There are already 3 structures that we need to address. The fiscal impact for this is $3,040.32.
Motion, your court counsel to purchase storm catch basin.
Motion to
frames.
purchase storm catch basin frames and covers from East Jordan Ironworks.
Motion by Cox. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Walden. Any discussion on this matter? Clerk Tomasic, please call roll.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Motion carried. Back to you.
All right. Next, we have payment to Kendi Industries for lift station service call. Pumps 1 and 2 both had alarms in which Bill Kane was called in and able to reset the alarms. However, the same pumps sent the same alarms later. Then Kendi had to come out and pinpoint the problem. They checked the floats and relays. They didn't find any issues with them, and they could not reproduce the fault. We will continue monitoring the pumps to make sure there is no ongoing problem. The fiscal impact of this is $2,059.
Motion, your court counsel.
This is like 8.75 hours.
We have a motion from council to approve the invoice from Kennedy Industries.
Motion to approve.
Motion by McNabb. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Valentine. Council, any discussion on this matter? Clerk Tomasic, please call roll.
Mulner?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Motion carried. Back to you.
All right, so I don't know if any of you saw it, but we have a brand-new parking lot out front. And so this is payment application number 1. There is more to come with our engineer AEW's recommendation for the payment for work completed. The total budget for the project is $397,443.45. Sorry, I said that weird. And there's more paving that will start this week on Wednesday or Thursday with the back lot and the side alley lot. But this current payment due includes a 10% retainage and is $149,341.49.
Council, motion to court.
Motion to approve the payment application number 1 to Al's Asphalt. Motion.
Motion by Cox. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Walden. Discussion?
This is for the community center paving.
Oh, thank you, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Any
Which
further
one?
discussion? Clerk Tomasic will have you call roll whenever you're ready.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulner?
Yes.
Motion carried. Back to you.
All right, so next, we went out to bid for the generator for the DPW building. Bids were received ranging from $29,995 all the way up to $78,500, with PM Technologies being the lowest bid. Upon reviewing the bid, John noticed that they included the wrong transfer switch, so we gave them a call, and with the new transfer switch, their price went up to $31,995. That was the transfer switch that was in the bid specs. He had some additional questions just to make sure they were qualified, and he did find that he agreed they were qualified. They answered all of his questions, and he is recommending that we pay for we award the bid to PM Technologies within the bid scope for the amount of $31,995, and that money is coming out of the DDA bond.
Is there a motion to award the bid?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Cox,
Second.
second by McNabb. Clerk Tomasic, do you have what you need on the motion?
To be clear, Councilman Cox, is it for, your motion is to award the bid to,
PM Technologies?
thank you.
And that's supported.
I'm sorry, who was supported?
McNabb.
Okay, thank you.
Any discussion on this matter?
Just for clarification, Mr. Sant, this is going to allow you to power the entire building at full power, or? Yeah, okay.
Answer from Mr. Son is yes, for those that can't hear, because he's in the audience there. Any further discussion? Clerk Tomasic will have you call roll whenever you are ready.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes, motion carried, and I know this item was relevant to the public comment on the opening, so floor is back to you.
All right, so this one is where things get a little more complicated. So the fencing at the North DPW yard, we went out to bid. We received 3 bids. The 2 closest bids were Nationwide and Industrial. The complicating factor here is there were 3 alternates included. On review, Director Sant decided not to do alternate 2, which was barbed wire, so we took that out of the calculation. And with just the base bid, including alternate 1, and then alternate 3 was a deduct, industrial bid was at $51,514.04, including the 1% discount per our local bid policy, whereas Nationwide was at $47,115.60. So our recommendation per our bid policy is to award the bid to Nationwide Fence.
Council, motion would be in your court to award the fencing bid to Nationwide Construction Group.
Motion to award the bid to Nationwide Construction Group.
Motion by Valentine, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Walden, discussion?
May I comment, Mayor?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm looking at the drawing, and we've discussed this at the infrastructure meeting. What's the value of this? What are we trying to accomplish here? Are we pinning in, are we enclosing the debris piles? Are we going to use it for a yard?
Yeah, and since I see this will probably go to further discussion.
Yeah.
John, why don't you come up here, just for the sake of
I
people
want-
being able to hear you, because I want to make sure that you're not just a silent voice to those that are tuning in via broadcast.
Gee, what was the question?
Just explain to council the value of what we're trying to achieve with this enclosure, so that everybody
To
understands.
secure the area and then to hide it, try to hide it some. So when you drive into town, you just don't see a dumpster sitting there, wood chips, stone,
So
everything else.
This is going to be our DPW yard, or just,
Yeah, it's gonna be the yard.
and we're going to abandon the property that was purchased for that purpose, correct?
Yeah, property's useless.
Okay.
It's wetland.
So securing and privacy is what I heard, just to be
Yes.
clear. Okay. Any further discussion, please?
I mean, does the city have to go through the same process that any private owner would have to go through and submit plans, engineered plans to the planning commission to make sure the setbacks are proper setbacks, and make sure if we're establishing a fence line in wetlands that's acceptable practice to perform? Or do we not have to play by the same rules? That's my question.
It's a great question.
great
John, was there
question.
any research done on that matter?
No.
That seems like a deficiency. Rachel, our attorney, do you have anything? Just, I know you're new to the scene here, but
I would ask the attorney.
Yeah, the city still has to follow all the setback rules and everything else. There's no exception just because they're the governing body, so if a plan is done, then it's still, internally, they'd have to look at it to make certain it's okay.
And maybe we need to direct our engineers to create a plan that is approved by the governing authorities there prior to.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I think at minimum, we need to make sure we follow up with those appropriate experts and commission members as appropriate before this comes back to council.
I'll get the engineer tomorrow.
May I add something else?
please.
Are we limited by the amount we want to enclose there? If this is going to be what we would call our construction yard, would we want to incorporate that whole, where you stopped on the west edge, or would you want to go right to the other west edge of the property and encompass that entire thing, so you have a yard for, I mean, you're squeezed pretty tight there, is what I'm getting at. And if we're gonna designate that area as the construction yard for the DPW, wouldn't we want more than to stop there, or?
We're gonna
I
leave,
guess my question is, why did we stop where we did?
we're gonna leave a green belt.
No, I mean, on the,
I think what I'm hearing here, if I may, right, is we have some procedural things that need to be clarified
Yep.
for the reasons mentioned.
All
Number
right.
one, above all. Number two, we have some practical design considerations which should feed into the procedural, and I'd encourage that to be a follow-up with the right.
because if we're gonna, if we're, it's pretty a done deal that we're abandoning that property that the former, or whatever council it was that purchases for the yard, we basically purchased a wetland. So if we're gonna move, if this is our intent to put the construction yard of the DPW there, I don't know why, unless it's a budget restriction, we don't move it completely over to the very west edge.
I think there's an existing thought process. It's really good discussion today, John, so we'll make sure we go back to the drawing board on procedure and practical design
All right.
considerations, and
Yeah.
that way you come back to council with a robust case when it's ready. With that being said, may I ask that we rescind the motion that was on the table?
I'll withdraw the motion.
You'll withdraw the motion?
No
Does-
support.
Is that supported? Okay.
right.
Good information today, John, and let's take those next steps, and obviously in
Okay.
partnership with Rachel.
And unless Sean has anything else, that concludes our report. Perfect.
Thank you, City Administrator Witherspoon. Any questions for City Administrator Witherspoon? Well, thank you and welcome officially. Clerk Tomasic, floor is yours.
Thank you. I have one proposed action item tonight. The November 4th, 2025 local elections approaching. However, due to some changes in Michigan election law, the Wayne County Board of Canvassers will not be able to certify the election results by the Monday following the city election. Under Section 3.5 of the Gibraltar City Charter, terms of office for newly elected officials are to commence on the Monday following the city election at which they are elected. But because certification by the Board of Canvassers may take up to 14 days, the administration of those oaths of office for newly elected officials will be delayed. The Wayne County Board of Canvassers typically convenes the day after Election Day, as required by Michigan election law, and they have up to 14 days to complete their certification, performing necessary review, checking for mathematical errors or incomplete results, and require any necessary compliance. Recent legislative changes, including allowing additional time for the return of military and overseas ballots, as well as additional days for absentee ballot signature cures. This will extend the certification timeline beyond November 10th, 2025. Section 5.9 of Gibraltar's charter says that an elected official retains the office until the successor has qualified to take office. And a successor cannot take office until the election results are officially certified by the Wayne County Board of Canvassers. Once certification is complete, the oaths of office for those elected to the positions of mayor, clerk, treasurer, and city council can be administered. I'd like to propose this to occur at the next regular city council meeting on November 24th, 2025. Because this date is more than 10 days after the November 4th election date, it's recommended that the Gibraltar City Council pass a resolution extending the date for the newly elected officials to take their oath of office as allowed under Section 5.13 of the Gibraltar City Charter. And I have included a proposed resolution for city council to consider to officially delay the oaths of office for the newly elected officials in the November 4th, 2025 local general election to happen at the regular city council meeting on Monday, November 24th, 2025.
Thank you, Clerk Tomasic. Council, motion be in your court as recommended in the action.
So I'd be looking for a motion to approve and adopt the resolution to delay the oaths of office for the newly elected officials.
Do we have that motion from council?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion by Walden, a second by Valentine. Any discussion?
Does this mean these council people have to be here for another meeting?
It does.
This means we have the privilege of company for an additional meeting, longer than planned.
Thank you, Dorothy. She was, it was. I know.
Just hats off to Clerk Tomasic for navigating this complexity and delivering a solution to us this evening. Any further discussion? And City Attorney, kudos to you too. I know you guys partnered. Clerk Tomasic, please call roll.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Motion carried. Clerk Tomasic, anything else in your report?
Yeah, so with that, a reminder, we have our local election. Election day is November 4th. We'll have 3 days of early voting, starting this Thursday, October 30th, 11 to 7 on the 30th for those hours. Friday and Saturday, the hours will be 8:30 to 4:30 at the Gibraltar Community Center. And then that's early voting. Polls are open 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Election Day. And absentee ballots are still available for those who would need one until Monday, November 3rd. That
Thank you.
concludes my report.
Any questions for Clerk Tomasic? Treasurer Fonte, floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. You have two reports for me. I'm not going to go into much detail. It's reading material for you. They would be available to anybody from the public that would want me to send them one. But the first one is the progress report from my appointment in June of 2024 till present time. And I'd like to take the opportunity to thank council for appointing me. I know it was not unanimous, but hope we've proven our worth in sitting here with council. I know it's been a process that we've identified a lot together, we've solved a lot together, and and council now has a grasp on some of the processes and controls that have to continue. And I'm excited to have, the city should be excited to have Rachel now in the seat, because with her strong leadership, what we've identified here will pay handsomely. So thank you, Rachel. Looking forward to the continuation. This is basically a 17-month review of some of the challenges that we've had. And for your purpose, Rachel, would be to help keep these in contact in front of you and see how we're progressing. It gives you a little bit of highlight of what we've uncovered, what we've solved. But just to highlight a couple things, I just want to make a big call out to the girls in the office that initially, when I took office, were challenged by me, and they cooperatively just came forward, from City Clerk Tomasic, the Finance Director McEwen, and to Chelsea and Mary in the office, Mary in payroll, and Chelsea in the Water Department, and accounts payable and receivables. None of this could have been done without their help. And I think they're excited about working with Rachel now and helping continue identifying these challenges and keeping our process and controls that we've established, and even promoting them even more under your leadership. So looking forward to that. One of the big highlights out of 23 items on here, and I probably missed some, was the adoption of our new purchase order. And for me, that's paying dividends. And I've told everyone the other day, when I first came here, the first check signing, because I told the public and council that I would take that very seriously before I put my name on the second part of that check. The first time I sat down and did that, and through all the challenges that were there and what we've identified, was almost a 2.5-hour process. We all learned a lot, but this last one with the purchase order, the departmental approvals and everything else, went just about under 20 minutes. And very, very little discussion. A couple vendors I didn't recognize first time up, but answers were there, the purchase order was there, so it was a very clean process. So thank you, Amy, and thank you, Chelsea, and thank you, Mary. The payroll, the same way. Worked with the, both fire chief and director of public service to revamp the wage schedule and that for the fire department. You know, after noticing problematic issues on the audit, that was revamped, council approved it, and we're on our way with that. So we're in good hands, but kudos to council for recognizing the absence of a working purchase order system. It's working well right now. It's going to get better. It's going to have its hiccups, but everybody knows now what to look for. The second thing I'd like to make a call out to is Councilman Cox working with me and identifying the water loss. In the past, unfortunately, previous councils just taxed a $1 increase on your bill. We attacked that pretty hard. We got with GLEWA, with the council and Rick Cox, the infrastructure committee, and tackle this problem. We don't have a 100% solution, but we're on our way of finding that. And we've got a good engineer working with us, and I think at the end of the day, shortly, we'll have some answers. We're in our metering inventory now, and eventually that will get a determination if we're identifying loss through water meter problems. So that was a good effort on everyone's part. The infrastructure committee, I'd like to call out them. They're all volunteers. They come with good ideas. And at our last meeting, I was interim chair, and I moved that over to our new city administrator, Rachel, and she's going to head that up now. And if there's anything any of us could do to help you, we're at your disposal. We also, between Amy and I, with a lot of this contracting going on where it's self-managed and self-contracted, we've established the lien waiver process in the office to protect the citizens from payment from materials and labor from a contractor, making sure that those things are in place before we send out a check to them. And I think, other than that, one of the bigger highlights of my tenure here was to be able to reimagine the hiring process of a city manager. And it was exciting. It had a process to it. And I think how we ended up, and with Rachel's presence here, I'm encouraged that we're going to see a real change in how city government is managed now. So thank you, council, for taking that plunge and doing that. And that wraps up my progress report. Like I said, we hit on a few items. If anybody has any questions, I'll answer them now before we move into the brief audit summary.
I'd just like to say something. Both of these reports are well done, extensive, and well thought out. And you were what we needed at the time. You did a great job.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move to the treasurer's brief summary report of the analysis of the cost of the forensic audit and the benefits received. I'm not going to pound down on how we got here, but the issue with that is it was quite a road for somebody that just took office in June, identified a lot of bad practices with credit cards and store accounts and everything else. Being informed of an audit, not an audit, but a problem with payroll that occurred back in January, where enough officials had enough insight to do something. I toiled long and hard over that decision. I got some outside counseling on it, and, you know, I had a responsibility to the citizens to act on. I took that to council. Council, after hearing our plea and concerns, agreed, and we moved on to a forensic audit. And that was because we couldn't ensure that it would be, a self-audit would be in our best interest after identifying how we got here after 6 months of this going back and forth. So the other thing that was challenging at the time, and I'm going to give a big shout out to Councilman Molnar, was while I was identifying these issues in my early 4 or 5 weeks of tenure here, all of a sudden I get burdened with a personal indemnification bond request from the the county treasurer, and if I didn't comply with it, I'd be removed from office. Together with Councilman Molnar, we found the source and shifted that responsibility and indemnification to the city. And it wasn't just for me, but it was for future treasurers not to have that personal indemnification burden. So thank you, Councilman Molnar, for that. Appreciate it. So the forensic audit conducted by Plant Moran covered over 32 months of about a $600,000 fire department payroll, and it eventually focused on about $321,588.50 of payroll, and not the $30,000 that some people have been misinforming the public about. So it was a 32-month period of auditing, almost $322,000 of payroll. It has over 500 audit hours that were utilized. The audit was highly focused and phased in pay periods, and unfortunately, that's about where I have to stop without jeopardizing any more of the investigation. So the cost of the audit was largely driven by the condition of the payroll records, the documentation, and this is not a reflection of the internal payroll department of the city, but back that the documentations of it within the fire department and the person basically handling it. The documentation was disorganized, stored in multiple locations, inconsistently completed or missing entirely, and contained numerous errors. These were costs that could not have been easily anticipated on the onset for the cost of the audit. As for the benefits of, or the additional value received from the audit, cleaning up the records and the processes provides an intrinsic benefit that's difficult to quantify. Without this analysis, it's impossible to know what future losses, unsupported payrolls, penalties, IRS and State of Michigan Treasury sanctions, or other complications might have occurred, any of which could far outseeded the cost of this engagement if left unaddressed. So the cost of the audit was $77,000. It's in the process now of being looked at by others, and up until that, it's out of our hands. If there's additional questions that council might have of how we got here and all these other little avenues of questions, you always have the right under Section 6.8 to handle your own investigations. And once this determination of this audit is received from the special investigator, and how that turns out, you might still want to invoke 6.8 to further continue it, or we'll see what happens with the conclusion of that investigation. But those are the options that you have right now. And that wraps it up for me.
Thank you, Treasurer Fonte. Any questions or comments for Treasurer Fonte?
I'd just like to comment more than anything. My gut tells me you've probably spent more time performing these tasks of the treasurer's office than you anticipated, and probably more time than was standard process prior. And we as residents, tax-paying residents, are are going to benefit for years. And hopefully we can keep this momentum going of oversight. So as a taxpayer and resident, I know the pay doesn't match you get about $1 an hour for what, the amount of time you put in here. And, you know, we should all be very grateful for that additional oversight and the items that you found and the no-nonsense approach that you took to it. I'm grateful for that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Councilman Molnar.
I want to echo that immense amount of passion, expertise, and experience you brought to the city, Treasurer Fonte, and just thank you for all of the impact that it's had and will continue to have.
More than appreciated.
Any questions, comments for Treasurer Fonte? All right, Finance Director McEwen, floor is yours.
You're making me follow that. I have no report.
Any questions for Finance Director McEwen? All right, Chief Bullard, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Since the last council meeting, the police department responded to 125 calls for service, 14 incident reports, 1 arrest, 7 traffic citations, and 4 Detective Bureau investigations. With Gibraltar Police Department news, it's that time of the year again. The Gibraltar Goodfellows is sending out assistance applications this month for families in need. The Gibraltar Goodfellows is also requesting contributions to assist these families during the holiday season. In 2024, the Gibraltar Goodfellows were able to assist 65 families in need here in the city of Gibraltar. The families included 114 children, 9 adults, with Meyer food, clothing, and toys. Several adults were also assisted with their emergency utility bills. 112 families and local business and associations donated $12,115 to help provide for these families during the holiday season. Applications will be mailed out in November, and donation bins can be found at City Hall and the Police Department. In other news, all officers on the Gibraltar Police Department completed their annual mandated continuing professional education classes per the state of Michigan. The minimum amount of hours per MCOLS is 24 hours, and several of our officers exceeded these hours. The West Shore Services installed the new weather siren controller in dispatch, and it is up and operational. This controls the tornado and weather sirens. The railroad tracks, big hot topic. The repairs are underway by Canadian National on Middle Gibraltar Road. The repairs are expected to conclude this Wednesday morning. The last council meeting, I received approval to donate the old Taser X2s. The city of Tawas was the first email I received, and the chief of police picked up the old Tasers last Wednesday. The All Traffic Solutions Report. The sign is in its 3rd week of the study in front of Carlson High School, and I will bring the report to the next council meeting. Also attached in my packet is the ordinance officer's report, and I do not have any action items. That is the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Bullard. Any questions for Chief Bullard?
I'd like to just say something. You know, for the persistence of Director of Public Safety Bullard getting Canadian National to get off their butt and fix those tracks, it was amazing, because it was not hard. It was a difficult task, and he got it done, so I just applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Well said. Thank you. If there's no questions, Fire Chief Simon, I know we're coming off an awesome study session last time we were all together, so just thank you for the department for all the education and data and analytics and procedural considerations you delivered, and with that, the floor is yours.
Excuse me, Mayor, may I say something to the chief
Yeah,
before we
please.
get into the
Yeah.
fire? Thank you for getting the officer in the Weights and Measure Division. I thought I saw lights flashing today, maybe over on Jefferson, not sure, but I think that's going to pay dividends for the city, especially with our road conditions and our bridge conditions. And this is the first time since I've been here that we've had somebody that could lay eyes on that. And now when somebody sees an infraction like that occur, they can call, and he's ready to go. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you, and I encourage people, if they see an overweight violation within the city or they presume that it's overweight, please call the city. Our motor carrier officer is brand new, he's still in training. He didn't have any violations the past couple of weeks, but he had several warnings. But again, he's in training, so.
And our roads are tender here, and our bridges are tender, and
Yes.
it's important that the citizens realize that, and now we have an avenue to challenge something that might not look right or smell right. So, thank you again, Chief.
Thanks.
Thanks. Fire Chief Simon, the floor is yours.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. First off, I'd like to commend our personnel for responding to the Southgate apartment complex fire last Friday. Not only did our personnel support that operation there, we were able to maintain coverage within the city. It was a long, hot operation for the folks that were on scene, but they did great work alongside departments from other agencies and PD as well. So my hat's off to them. Great work, as always. And for my council report, for the period of 10/9 through 10/22, we had 18 EMS calls, 4 fire calls, for a total of 22 calls for service in a 14-day reporting period. One of the EMS calls was a mutual aid from Rockwood, and we had 2 mutual aids to Rockwood. We've been very busy. We had the 3 calls for service on Friday, including the Southgate fire, and we participated in the football game with EMS standby. We also participated in the Fall Festival, and then we've got trunk or treat, training on Thursday, and the playoff football game on Friday. So continuing to stay busy. With that, I have 2 action items tonight, the first of which is payment of National Hose Testing Specialist invoice, or specialties invoice, for the total amount of $1,261. This was for our annual ground and aerial testing, which is performed in August. This is an annual requirement and is currently budgeted out of operations.
Thank you, Fire Chief Simon. Council motions in your court to approve the payment of National Hose Testing Specialties in the amount of $1,261.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Walden, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Wood. Council, any discussion on this matter? Clerk Tomasic, please call roll.
Cox?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Motion carried. Fire Chief Simon, back to you.
Thank you. Second action item is a request to approve GFD personnel to provide EMS standby crew for the CHS home varsity playoff football game on 10/31/25.
Council motion in your court to approve at the varsity football game GFD personnel.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Walden. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Valentine. Any discussion on this matter?
Is that approving all playoff games moving forward?
I wasn't sure how to approach that, so I only wrote it as the one game that I was made aware of. But seeing as their record is as good as it is, I would expect that we would be participating in more games. So I'm not sure how to approach this.
It's a great flag. Procedurally, I think we should add the language that it covers all playoff games. And then that way, since we won't be reconvening potentially in time to accommodate that, it's accommodated by the motion. So council, I'd ask Councilman Walden if you want to revise your motion to encompass that, if you so chose.
I will amend my motion to encompass the language to include all playoff games.
And then, second,
All
you support
home
that?
playoff games. Home.
Yes,
Yes, please, only the home games.
yes,
We're just gonna run you guys ragged.
yes. That's incredible. And then Councilman Valentine supported that revised language?
Yes.
Clerk Tomasic, do you have what you need? Council, any further discussion on this matter? Amy, great flag.
Thank you.
We'll have Clerk Tomasic call roll whenever you're ready.
McNabb?
Yes.
Mulnar?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes.
Valentine?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Motion carried. Fire Chief Simon, back to you.
Thank you. That concludes my report.
Any questions for Fire Chief Simon? All right, well, with that, that will close Fire Chief Simon's report. No unfinished business, no new business, no table and referred items, so we would love to bring it back to public comment. Are there any members of public that wish to address council this evening? If so, please make sure that light is still green.
Brad.
Brandon, 30490 South Gibraltar Road. It's voting time, and love to see as many people show up that are registered in this city to vote, no matter who you vote for. That's your problem. But I would like everybody to get out and vote in the city that is registered. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any additional members of public that wish to address council?
Dennis Bosmer, 29775 Point Drive. First, I'd like to thank Public Safety Director and our Chief of Police, Willard. This town's been my home from my birth. It was not my choice, right? But it's been my choice for most of my life, almost 50 years of my life. And I sat on this council at some point, and I just remember looking into maybe the chance of getting weights and measures and some training for that. And we talked about that one time privately offline, and this never happened. I don't remember the last time, and I think you had told me it's been 20 years at least since we've had that. And there's a lot of resources out there that can be pulled in for overweight vehicles on Fort Street. A lot of people don't realize, they think that's Trenton, but it's not. It's Gibraltar, Michigan, especially on the east side of Fort Street at least, right? And probably the west side is Brownstown Township. And definitely West Jefferson up and down. And then Raylan and Gibraltar Road and North Gibraltar and part of Woodruff. So there's a lot of action that can happen. So thanks for doing that. It's really needed, and it's a great thing. And also personally, not this past August, August before that, buddy that grew up in town, we were getting together, and he's in Florida, he's here visiting, and we're listening to music, and I'm doing about 35 miles an hour over Gibraltar Road, the first set of tracks, CN rail, and it sounded like somebody took a ball-peen hammer and hit my front end of my car. It's like a ping. I'm like, what was that? And because I slowed down because they were getting kind of rough. It was like $300 to $500 worth of repairs that I personally had to pay out of pocket for that damage. And then to see what you've been through for the last year, begging them to do what they have to do, and working with the federal government and filing the complaints, and only you know, I've just heard from sitting in these meetings what you've gone through. So thank you for that. It's been a lot of work and tenacity, and I'm not gonna take this. And you are a public safety director, and it's definitely a public safety issue. Fire trucks going over that, ambulances going over that, your own vehicles that you care for, and the police officers that have to go through over that, and the school buses and so on and so forth. So don't want to grandstand, just want to thank you personally for that and publicly, so those who are listening to this and watching this a year from now, they can see that the residents in this town do care, and they're watching and they're listening. So thanks for that. And then lastly, I know I beat the drum a lot, but I think it's super important. Like, I didn't know that one car accident, 100 units of blood can be used for one person. It's amazing to me. So I think we gathered 38 pints at the last gathering we had in July. That didn't even help one person, you know? So it is a passion project for me. It's a humanitarian project for me personally. And if you're listening at home a week from now, before November 14th, please consider making an appointment. If you had cancer at some point in your life, a lot of people think that's it. I've talked to so many people who are so sad, like, I wish I could give blood. I'm taking chemo right now, Dennis. And I'm like, hey, come out, you know, you can still volunteer. They still get blankets at a fire scene. The American Red Cross does a lot of great works. They're angels, you know. And just briefly, I want to say that the hostage thing happened in Israel. It's a world issue. The International Red Cross are the ones that exchange those souls from place to place. It wasn't an army representative. It wasn't Israel. It wasn't Hamas. It was the International Red Cross. To me, they're the angels that walk on the face of this earth, man. So great partnership, to good people to partner with. And they supply 40% of the blood supply in America comes from the Red Cross. That's every American that just lays on a bed and puts their arm out there, man. So anyways, I'm passionate about it. It's personal for me. And if you can make an appointment, see me after this. Do it on redcross.org, whatever you want to do, but please show up on the 14th. And if I can talk them into getting you in there, and we'll get you an appointment set up on the 14th. So thanks for your time.
Thank you. Any additional members of the public that wish to address council this evening?
John Wood, 30126 Adams. I was at the Fall Festival over the weekend, and a lot of people were saying they didn't know anything that was going on. We used to have a sign up on the corner. That was a piece of junk. Need to put a sign on the community center, either that or on a pole where it faces both Gibraltar Road, you know, you can see it both ways. And the man can do it from inside the building and change it, you know. So it's one way to get the information out.
That's good feedback.
That's all I got to say.
Thank you.
There you go, the floor is yours.
Are there any additional members of public that wish to address council this evening? Please.
I might have missed it. Do we have trick or treating hours this year?
Clerk Tomasic, I believe, posted those. Do you want to remind?
Oh, I missed it.
Yes, Chief Bullard worked on those, and they are going to be on Halloween night from 5:30 to 8 PM.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. 5:30 to 8 PM, trick or treating hours. Any additional members of public that wish to address council? All right, well, with that, we'll close public comment, and I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn. Motion by Wood, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by McNabb. Clerk Tomasic, please call roll.
Molnar.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Valentine.
Yes.
Walden.
Yes.
Wood. Cox.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Motion carried. Have a great night. Thank you.
We made it.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be.